Welcome in to the 2022 Heart of America Athletic Conference Men's Volleyball Media Day. I'm your host today. My name is Jillian Carroll of Good Day, Kansas on KSN-TV out of Wichita, Kansas. But today, very excited to be learning all about Grandview University. So men's volleyball head coach, Coach Felipe Nogueira joins me today. Coach, how are you today?
I'm great, Julian. Thanks for having me. How are you doing?
Oh, thank you so much. I'm very well. I'm doing very well. Thank you. I appreciate your time. And I'm really excited to learn a little bit about a fun season you have. No pressure at all, but you've got some big shoes to fill. But Coach, you're entering year number 1 at your alma mater, which has to be a really cool experience for you. But the Vikings are coming off an undefeated season, obviously NAIA national champions. So just tell me how you're feeling as the season is about to kick off.
We're feeling great. We're excited about the competition and the expectations that we have ahead of us. Okay. But I feel like the main thing is take one step at a time and focus on the next thing, focus on the next practice, focus on the next team lifting, which we have now at 2 p.m. And if we can do all those little stuff on the court, outside of the court, in the classroom, I think the result's going to take care of itself. And yeah, we're pretty excited. We've been working hard in the preseason and during the fall, and the guys are just ready to play some different competition come this weekend. So we're pretty pumped about it.
Good. Again, I mentioned just a unique perspective, being able to now coach at your alma mater. Just tell me kind of, what does Grandview University mean to you and your family?
It means a lot. That's the place where I met my wife. I met most of my friends, the Grandview community, from the president to the security. I pretty much know everybody, and I have that personal relationship with them that I never really thought I would be here in this position as a head coach so soon and so young. But I'm thankful enough for Coach Cruz to learn from him and kind of follow up his steps. And yeah, it's literally a dream come true. I'm excited. I know I have a lot of learning to do, a lot of challenge to be hit. And as I said before, I'll take one at a time and trying to learn from them and keep the expectations high, but with a very self-acceptance, and know that I'm a young coach and I need to learn from the guys. They need to learn from me, and it's going to be definitely a learning curve, but we feel really good about where we at right now. So
yeah, as you should. And you mentioned taking over for legendary Coach Cruz, of course, stepping away to move on to Ball State University, going D1 there. Congrats to him, obviously. But bringing it back to you, Coach, how will he influence the way you lead this team moving forward?
I think the main takeaways that I took my time working with him as a player and as his assistant coach was his perseverance and hard work. He's the type of guy that'll be the first one to come to the gym and the last one to leave. And he's a consistent learner. And that's what I take out of this experience with him. And he's always growing, always looking for the positives on every negative too. He's a Hawaiian, so I feel like their culture is very positive and very chill and relaxed. And sometimes I can be a little opposite and be freaking out when there's no reason to be freaking out. And when I feel myself like that, I try to just take on the positive side, and knowing that everything might be for a reason, and trying to learn as much as we can. So
yeah. What a cool opportunity. Obviously playing in the Heart, assistant coach and now head coach. You know the conference quite well. Share with us a little bit, what do you think causes this reputation of it being such a powerhouse nationally? How do you think that culture has been created over the years?
Yeah, I think in the Midwest, there's a lot of good volleyball, and it's consistently growing, at least through the past 10 years. And it's always been the conference that's always at the national tournament. And there's always highly ranked. There's Spark, there's Grandview, there's Missouri Baptist, Missouri Valley, Mount Mercy. All those teams come with good talent. Mm-hmm. And I think the region kind of helps because we're in the middle of the map. There's some big cities, Kansas City, Des Moines, and St. Louis. So all those cities, it's easy for us. Not easy, I shouldn't say that, but it's good for our recruiting, and we can bring people. It's not only about volleyball and academics, but people are looking to stay in a city that there's stuff to do. And here in Des Moines, we're very privileged to be here and to enjoy what it has to provide to us. So
yeah, it definitely plays a part in bringing players in, right, where you're located. So let's talk about those national champions that are returning. You know, moving forward, are we going to see guys coming back, and what do you expect from them this year?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a different team. I feel like we lost two big leaders on our team, Felix Chapman and Rafi Polanco. They were former All-Americans, former national champions, and Felix being the National Player of the Year back-to-back. So his type of personality and type of talent, it's hard to replace. Mm-hmm. But we have Francisco Arredondo, our All-American setter, coming back. We have Eric Villar, he's our libero, he's coming back. And a couple of guys that were kind of role players last year, they are stepping into those big shoes, and it's kind of fun to watch them grow during the preseason, hearing a little more of their voices, a little more of their effort, and like leading by example during practices. And as I said, we're just ready to see those guys compete against different competition and go out there and go through some struggle and trying to figure out who we are, because as I said, it's definitely going to be a different team, different leadership as on the coaching staff. And yeah, I think we're ready.
Yeah. Any newcomers to keep an eye out for?
Yes, we have Daniel Galili. He's a lefty right side / outside. He's coming out of Israel, and we're very excited about him. He's the type of guy that works hard, lead by example, always in the weight room, kind of a gym rat. And he stayed here for Christmas break, and the guy was texting me every day. I was like, Coach, can we go do serve and pass? Can we do this? Can we do that? I'm like, you need to relax a little bit. We're going to get there. But I couldn't say no. So we get those reps in with the guys that were here. From other returnings, we have Byron Valdez. As I said, he was playing more of a role player. He came in a couple games, but didn't have much opportunity. He's going to be one of our main guys as well on the very powerful hitter. And we're looking forward to see him on the court because he's definitely fun to watch.
Very cool. You know, speaking of fun to watch, Grandview University athletics across the board are pretty exciting, with yourself, of course, returning national champions, football also making it to the big dance last year. What would you say makes Grandview athletics so successful for so long? What are you guys doing there that's working so well?
Yeah, I think there's many things. It's hard to put in perspective in a couple minutes, but I think first started with our administration, from the president to our athletic director. They do a really good job of incentivizing the sports in our school. There's like from any sport that we can name, from football to baseball to basketball, we can be very competitive and very successful in those sports. And I think if it wasn't from the support that we get from our president Henning, and not unfortunately, because he's going to this is his last year this year, and we're looking forward to the next president to have the same type of support to athletics that President Henning has. And he's a personal friend of mine since I was an athlete and a student. He's the type of guy that eats in the cafeteria every day, sit with students, and really wants to know about you and how you're doing and how is your life on campus. And he's a very caring human being, and coming from that type of leadership, it kind of spreads around throughout the whole campus, and there is that sense of community on campus. And I think more and more, not only on our campus, but the Des Moines community are start to buy into what we do here when it comes to sports and the academics. Like our campus is growing. We've seen more support on sporting events, with our wrestling being so dominant that it is. And yeah, I think it's the whole thing. It's not one person or one thing that makes Grandview great, but it's just the whole, I don't know the word, but like it's the whole
The whole package, huh?
the whole package.
All
Exactly.
of it together.
Yes, ma'am.
It is so cool. And again, they are very blessed to have you as entering into a head coach. That role, I'm sure, will suit you well. Again, you've got big shoes to fill. Seems like you're very aware of that. And we are wishing you the best of luck this season. We know big things are coming for you again with Grandview men's volleyball. And thank you just for your time today, Coach. It's much appreciated.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Good luck to you as well. And good luck. Go Vikings.